Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Reshape Your Health podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Morgan Nolte, and this episode is kind of a pivot. It's different. I have no script. It's just me and the camera, no teleprompter. And I'm coming on because I have recently found an amazing book that I wanted to share with you. And it's called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, all about the law of attraction. And I have been feeling this internal stirring for about a year. And that was that my thoughts were a direct impact on my emotions, and my emotions were a direct impact on my actions. And my actions directly impacted my results. But I couldn't quite put it into words until I read this book. And I knew that I had to come on and just have a conversation about it, because I think that in the health realm, we are so focused on strategy. Tell me what to eat. Tell me about intermittent fasting. Tell me how to exercise. Action, action, action. And what we fail to appreciate, what we fail to teach, is that habits of action stem directly from habits of thought. And that is why so often people go from one diet to the next diet to the next diet, is because they never clean up their minds. They're focused so much on cleaning up their diet that they don't clean up their thoughts. And I've been coaching weight loss for over 3 years now. And so I have seen some people, they just need the strategy. But for other people, you can tell them strategy till you're blue in the face and it falls on deaf ears, because they have negative self-talk going on. And I've never quite understood how to teach this law of attraction until I read that book. And I knew I had to share this with you when I met with my two of my best friends, Megan and Michaela, last weekend in Lincoln for my birthday. They took me out to the Green Gateau. And if you've never been there, it's wonderful. And I just shared this stuff with them. And I could tell that it was landing in the right place. And I could tell that I was finally communicating this in a way that someone else could understand. Because heads up, it's a little bit woo-woo. My husband likes to tease me, and he was like, you know what the best part about all of this is, Morgan? You're going to have something to think about when you're in your padded room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is not fair, because this is really powerful and insightful. And as I said, I can't teach what I don't know. And I have been praying a long time for wisdom and insight. And I think that God, if you believe in God, that's great. I do too. If you're more of a spiritual person, or you just believe in like spirit or creator, this will resonate with you too. And so I'm in an active phase of that prayer being answered. And it's really cool to be present to that. And it's cool to be receiving the insight that I've been praying for to help my members and help my clients grapple and like grasp and understand the mindset of weight loss. And it's so cool. So I've started talking about this stuff during office hours with our Zivli community, in our monthly group accountability call, and in one-on-one coaching calls. And I kid you not, it's like a light bulb goes off in their head. And so I'm going to try to just give you an overview today of what is the law of attraction, and why is it so important that we understand it and use it to our advantage? Because so often we're using it unintentionally in a way that disadvantages us, in a way that doesn't help us reach our goals. And it's just like gravity, you know? So I think I wanted to kind of start that, like, this is a real thing. Like, gravity obviously is a real thing, and you can see it. The law of attraction is real too. You just can't see the evidence of it immediately. And again, this is from Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. For our Zivli members, this is our monthly challenge. Is over the next month or two, we're going to be reading this book. And I don't know if I'm going to do other YouTube videos like this, but I'm going to be doing little podcast episodes on the Reshape Your Health podcast. I hope to put it on YouTube. We'll see how much time I create for this. But I'm going to be kind of sharing my insights. I listened to the audiobook, and a warning, it again is a little woo-woo to start out with, and I'm not a big fan of the voice, no offense, of Jerry, who reads the book. but it's great. And I just kept bookmarking and bookmarking and bookmarking on my audiobook. And I'm going to go back and reflect upon what I bookmarked and then share that kind of in subsequent episodes around this topic. So, and then I'm also going to share some insights from coaching and from office hours and from my own life on how this is working. So, let's go. Starting out, what is the law of attraction? Again, it's kind of like gravity. It's a law of nature. We just can't see it immediately. I want you to think of it first and foremost as an extra sense. So we're taught that we have 5 senses. We have our eyes to see. We have our ears to hear. You can smell, you can taste, and you can touch. But we have another sense, and that is our emotions. And our emotions' primary role is to help us know if we are in alignment with our Creator, if we are in alignment with the pure love and appreciation and peace and joy that we are meant to have. So whether or not you believe in God or Creator or source energy, I really believe that all of those are synonymous with this positive, radiating joy that everyone wants to have. Who doesn't want to have that? Who doesn't want to wake up feeling super excited for the day and feeling like they're in full control because they can control their thoughts? Everyone. So your emotions are another sense, and I want you to stop ignoring them. I want you to start feeling them because they are very important to tell you, how am I doing in alignment with my Creator? Do I feel joy? Do I feel peace? Do I feel appreciation? Do I feel love? Or am I a little bit farther down on the scale? Am I more in the worry or despair or hopelessness or fear? A lot of people hang out down there, especially in regards to their weight, their ability to lose weight, their health, fear of poor health. Let me explain to you that you can be in different, they call it the emotional guidance scale. You can Google it. I'm not going to read it right now, but at the top of the emotional guidance scale is that pure Creator with source energy. As we talked about, the love, the appreciation, the joy, the peace. And then at the bottom would be like fear. Okay. And so we can fall in any of those in many different aspects of our life. So you might be up in the top level of emotions for your relationships, for example. You may have a very fulfilling marriage and very great relationships with your children. Maybe you feel that way in your career, like you're successful, you have positive expectation, you're optimistic, you have so much appreciation and gratitude for your career. But when it comes to your weight or when it comes to your body, you can be hanging out in those lower level of emotions. And the really scary thing to me was that I didn't realize that I was attracting more negativity into my life than I realized. Because until I read this book, I didn't realize that every desire is actually 2 things. So I'm going to grab a little pen or a Sharpie in here and explain this to you. Let's pretend like this Sharpie is your desire to lose 50 pounds. Let's say you're 200 pounds, you want to lose 50 pounds. And that's going to be on this end of the Sharpie, the dark end of the stick. You pick up that desire, and what we don't recognize is that there's the other end of the stick too. And that's the lack of the desire, not having achieved the desire yet. And there's all the space in the middle. And those would be those sneaky limiting thoughts like, how long is this going to take? Am I there yet? What else can I be doing? I'm not sure this is working. And my question to you is, if you consider your true purest desire regarding your health or your weight, what is it? What is that pure desire? And now I want you to think about what percentage of my thoughts around this area of health or weight loss, are on that pure desire, why I want it, how I will feel when I reach it, what I'm actively doing to reach that goal, what I'm appreciating about my body and my health right now, versus the lack of having reached that goal and the space between where you're at and where you want to be. Because my guess is if this is resonating with you, you're hanging out a lot more on focusing on the lack of having reached your goal and the space in between where you're at now and your goal than you realize. And you are attracting more of that. So whatever you're putting out there as a vibrational energy or emotion, if you're hanging out in the worry, in the doubt, in confusion and overwhelm and indecision and fear and guilt, you are attracting more of that. You're attracting more emotions of the similar vibrational frequency. You're attracting more experiences. So that is why it's so important to pay attention to your emotions. And anytime you think, or it's just easier to recognize your emotions too than your thoughts. So I think it's easier to work backwards. You feel, let's say you feel, worry. I'm worried that what I'm doing isn't working. Oops, I stepped on the scale again and I gained weight and I'm worried that I blew it. I'm worried that I'm going to get diabetes. I'm worried my blood sugar is never going to go down. I'm worried that I'm always going to feel stuck in this place, in this body that doesn't feel like mine. I'm worried that I'm not going to live an active and healthy retirement and be there for my family in the way that I want to. I worry, I worry, I worry. And you're attracting more of that unintentionally. So I hope that you never again feel a negative emotion without recognizing what it's doing to your reality. Because we come from a creator, and therefore we can create. We have the power to create our reality because we have the power to control and choose our thoughts. So anytime you have a negative emotion, what I want you to think about is that should be almost like a little flag going up saying, oops, I'm feeling a negative emotion because my focus is on the wrong end of the stick. My focus is on something that I don't want. Let me refocus and say, what do I want? What do I want? Let me focus my attention and energy and emotions there. I want to lose 50 pounds so that I can feel confident, so that I can feel sexy, so that I can fit in the clothes that I want to fit into. I love how I look in pictures. I love that I can go in the store and buy anything off the rack and I don't have to shop in specialty stores. I love how my husband looks at me or my partner looks at me. I love being able to walk without getting short of breath. I love being able to put my shoes on without my stomach getting in the way. I love how my clothes fit. I look in the mirror and I love my body. I appreciate my body. I appreciate that I have less joint pain. I appreciate that my blood sugars are in normal range. I appreciate that I no longer have to take medications for blood sugar, cholesterol, or high blood pressure. I appreciate everything about my body. I appreciate the fact that my eyes can see clearly and my fingers, I don't have neuropathy and I don't have pain and tingling in my feet. I don't have pain in my knees or my hips and I can move. And I like how my body feels when I move. And I like the release of my muscles when I'm stretching. And I like feeling my heartbeat faster and it's sweating when I go for a walk. I like it. I enjoy my body. So you can see, you can feel the difference in emotional vibration. When I speak of those things, when I speak of the positive expectations, how you will feel, how you plan on feeling, how you plan on acting. We're going to talk about that next. When you're focusing purely on your desire versus on the lack of having your desire. And so that is the biggest takeaway that I want you to understand right now is that when you experience a negative emotion, it's because you're focusing on the lack of your desire or the space between where you're at and your desire. All of those are non-productive thoughts. They are normal. Everyone has them in some realm, whether that's financial, physical, relational. And just use it as a pivot point. Say, oops, I'm focusing on what I don't want. What do I want? Let me refocus that. And I think that that's where we need to steer the conversation next is a lot of people never really get clarity around what they actually want. And this is a really important step to take. We take all of our new Zivli members through this step first. of getting crystal clarity around what they want, more importantly, why they want it, and then what actions they're taking. So we help them create something called a definite purpose. I don't have it in front of me, but just so you guys know kind of what's behind a definite purpose is, why do you want to lose weight and get healthy? Why is that important to you? So if you want to answer these questions mentally, go for it. I would really encourage you to do so as I talk you through them. How does your life change? What are you able to do or do better 50 pounds lighter? How do your family members, or how do the lives of your loved ones change? What example are you now setting for them and their health? How does their future change? How do their children's future change? If you're healthy and you're able to take care of your grandkids and babysit, how does that relationship grow? How can you support your children and their marital relationship because of your good health? Good health is so valuable. How often do we work our whole life and we save money for retirement, but we're investing in our retirement, but we're not investing in our health so that we can actually enjoy that retirement when we get there. Very important. So that's the first thing, is figure out, why is this important to me? How does it impact my life? What are the specific details there? And then you're going to set a date. So we recommend about a year. And in 1 year from today, how much are you going to weigh? What is the scale going to say? Or you can use any other objective marker. You could use like blood sugar, but we like weight because it's a common number. A lot of people use it. You don't have to weigh yourself every day or every week. It's just a benchmark, And it's easy to visualize that because most people have been in that weight before, and most people know what that feels like to them. And then the third question is, well, how do you want to feel? Because it used to be just, how do you feel? Imagine yourself, close your eyes, you're 150 pounds. How do you feel? And one of our members was like, honestly, Morgan, I feel like it's not going to feel like it's good enough because I never feel like I'm good enough. And I said, wow, that's just an unproductive thought. That's okay. But we're going to reframe that to, how do you want to feel? I want to feel free of obsession of food. I want to feel present when I'm at meals. And so immediately, right when you start to go on this train, what I want you to do is change it from wanting, because if we continually put want out into the universe, we will attract more want back. So put it in present tense language, because that's when you will be attracting that to you. So I am confident and comfortable, and I am self-assured in what I am doing to maintain my health. And I feel really good in my body, and I feel really great in my clothing. I love that I can go to my closet and I have cute clothes that actually fit, and my pants zip up really well. I like how my husband slaps me on the butt and tells me I look good. I really enjoy that presence and peace of mind that I have when I go out to eat at a restaurant, and I don't worry about if it's on, if it has Weight Watchers points, or if I can find it in an app or any of that, because I just know how to fuel my body, and I consistently make decisions that are good for me. I like knowing that my body feels great, and I am active, and I have no joint pain, and I'm not on any medications, and I appreciate my body every single day. One affirmation that I've been writing down lately that I really like, that kind of stems from the book Ask and It Is Given, is, I prioritize my emotional and physical health every day, and my chief aim is to think and do things that feel good to me. A couple other of my personal affirmations are, I practice gratitude and manifesting every single day. I focus on emitting high vibrational energies of joy and love and peace and appreciation, so that I can attract circumstances, people, and life events of similar frequencies back to me. I am a present and engaged mom, a loving and supportive wife, and a successful business owner. I write these things out every day, because when you write, your point of focus is stronger than if you were just to say it or read it or think it. That's the power of writing things out, is it brings your focus and your full attention to that moment in time. And so we synthesize that definite purpose, right? Why is it important to me? How will it affect the lives of my loved ones? What is my very specific goal and timeline? And how will I feel? And I'm going to start feeling those now. So then we insert it into this personal faith formula. And I really encourage our members to read it at least aloud once a day, preferably twice. I read mine aloud once a day, first thing in the morning when I get up to do my gratitude and my intentions for the day. And it's really changed my life. I've been really desiring to get to this place of having that steady morning routine. And I've been choosing to prioritize sleep up until recently when our kids started sleeping through the night a little better. So I'm very grateful for that, so I can get up and really work on my mindset. Ben Azadi from Keto Camp, he's coming on the podcast, and he had a great quote. We have to innercise before we exercise. And I want you to understand that if you feel like you've tried all the things, and I am working so hard to lose weight, and I'm not seeing any progress, I'm not seeing it fast enough, you're still on this end of the stick. You're still focusing on what you're doing and what you're not seeing in return instead of keeping that desire purely on your definite purpose. That is why it's important that you figure out what your definite purpose is, and you remind yourself and you read those affirmations every single day, so that when you have a negative emotion stemming from a negative habitual thought, you have something to pivot to quickly and easily. Because the more often you repeat these positive intentions, the easier they are to repeat, and the more you attract like thoughts to you. It's so important that you wrap your head around the fact that no amount of action, no amount of exercise or diet or learning can make up for misaligned thought. You will self-sabotage every single time if most of your energy is focused on the lack of having reached your desire, not having reached it yet, impatience to reach it, worry that you're not going to reach it, worry that you're not on the right program. So to kind of wrap this up, I just wanted to really pinpoint the main goal that Jerry and Esther Hicks have through this book, Ask and It Is Given, is that you understand the power that you have to create your reality by first creating your thoughts. And do not let your current circumstances impact your emotions. Let your emotions impact not only your circumstances today and how you feel today, but the amazing knowingness that when you feel good now, you're attracting more good tomorrow. And that is the main goal. Is they say your chief aim is to feel good. If it doesn't feel good, that's an indicator you're not doing something or you're not thinking something that's in alignment with source energy. And it's an opportunity to say, I'm focusing on something that I don't want, or I'm focusing on the lack of not having something that I want. What do I want? And just keep your gaze forward. Keep your eyes forward. So we will continue to explore this whole Ask and It Is Given book. I think that you can tell I don't just like hop on and do a random YouTube video with no script, but I felt very much called to share this information with you. Our pastor in church the other day said a really great thing, and he's like, God gives us a mess, and through that mess, he gives us a message, and then we become the messengers. And I really believe that there's an area of my life where it was a mess. My thoughts were a mess. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I couldn't get the traction that I wanted to get. And then I learned this stuff and I applied it, and I'm seeing traction, and it feels so good to have that relief. It feels good to feel good. And, I got the message. I got the insight that God has been trying to give me for like 3 years. And now I'm becoming the messenger for that, because I truly believe, if you've been following me, I am all about the science of weight loss. I'm all about speaking on insulin resistance and how that's the root cause of disease and weight gain. But if we don't really dig even deeper and talk about, what's the root cause of insulin resistance? And that's misaligned thought and misaligned energy. and unintentionally attracting things that you don't want instead of focusing on things that you do want and attracting those things. So you may have, if you followed me a long time, you may have heard me talk about how weight loss is really one coin with two sides. It's strategy and it's mindset. And over the next couple of months, I know in our Zivli membership, we are diving deep into this mindset stuff because I have a new training coming out for Zivli members in, probably April or May, all about mindset. So it'll, in my opinion, it's the most important training that I've ever put together. It's certainly the longest training that it's taken me to put together. And I'm going to have really practical exercises on how do we identify these thoughts? How do we catch them? How do we pivot and change? It's just so freeing. It feels so good. I can't even tell you guys. And then if you're not already a Zivli member, I will have a free training for you as well. Diving into this a little bit deeper, giving you some practical strategies on how to start manifesting better health by controlling your thoughts and attracting more of the health that you so desperately want and deserve, because that stream of well-being is flowing to you. And so I want that to flow to you with less resistance. And so if you want to get on the wait list for that free training, go to www.zivli.com/feel good. That's FEELGOOD. And I'm going to put a link to that below the description in this video. So zivli.com/feel good. And that'll be a free training. I don't know when it's going to be live. I'm still working on it. I'm still ruminating. It's still marinating up there. But it's going to be my best yet. So I hope that you get on that wait list. Zivli members, you already know I'm talking about it now. I can't wait to dive even deeper into this health journey with you. And I'm so appreciative. If you're already a subscriber to this YouTube channel or this podcast, thank you so much. If you're not yet, please click that subscribe button. I do not want you to miss out on this important information that's coming your way. Thank you so much and have a blessed rest of your day.